Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, Janvi. Shall we start?
Ma'am, let the others join now.
Just बोलो because वो 40 मिनट पे खत्म भी हो जाता है आजकल और फिर
Ma'am, the lecture finished just now.
just now. Okay.
So that is why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. ठीक है फिर 1-2 मिनट रुक जाते हैं.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, if no one is joining, we can start then.
Hello, Janvi?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Just 1 minute. 1 minute.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hello. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We have started this yesterday itself. Okay. And today, so exactly HR analytics क्या होता है ये समझ में आया है आपको?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it? Shilpa, you were there yesterday?
No, ma'am, I was not here.
Okay. So basically HR analytics.
Ma'am.
Can you explain, Janvi, little bit?
Yes, ma'am. It is basically like collecting and analyzing human resources using the data that is for identifying the performance of the laborers.
Basically, it is nothing but the approach of the HR should not be a human oriented, but it should be a data oriented. It should be quantified, not a qualified. So qualitative data instead of a qualitative data, whenever HR person works on a quantified data like a range, scale, percentage, numbers, or you can say graphs, then metrics. So these are what some of the things where you can analyze what is going on into the company. Okay, and because of that, we can call it as key analytics is nothing but the process where you are entering the data into the system, and based on the data, you can analyze, and based on the analytics or based on the logic and the reasoning, you can take some decision for the forecasting. This is how HR analytics works. Is it okay? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yes.
The keywords we have also discussed yesterday was a BI, that is business intelligence, and the big data and cloud. SaaS हमने कल नहीं use किया था, but big data is again it is talking about as the collection of a data has been there, years of the collection of a data. Like if a company's history is for a 30 years, and all the departments are going to store the data every day, weekly
This is
reports.
breaking a lot.
Yes,
Hello. Hello. Is it clear now?
Ma'am, your voice is
yes, ma'am,
breaking
your
a
voice
lot.
is breaking.
Oh my God.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Now it's okay. Is it
Yes,
okay now?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So big data is nothing but
Yes,
you can
ma'am.
say a mine, data mine, where the large number of a year or a volume of a data has been stored onto the web servers or the web servers, and there you can manage the past data. Based on the past data or a past historical data, you can analyze and then take some futuristic decision. This is called as a big data analytics. Then cloud, it is nothing but the server where we all are going to store. Cloud आजकल सबको पता है because everybody is using the Google Drive. Google Drive is nothing but the cloud of a Google, which we are using it free. 20 GB space has been given to every account, and that has been free, but it's a Google Cloud. Then analytics ki humne types and domain tools. Yes, yesterday we have seen. Now this is what the core terminology also we have discussed, like business intelligence. Why we are talking about intelligence? Whenever the decisions are taken on some logic.
Ma'am, your voice is again breaking a lot.
यार मेरा आज मैं घर पे हूँ ना, तो ईयरफोन से काम कर रही हूँ, बट इसके पहले का लेक्चर अच्छा हुआ।
Ma'am, it might be the data might have gotten consumed entirely.
नहीं नहीं, वाईफाई है, कोई बात नहीं। मेरे यहाँ डाटा की पूरा डेटा है। सिर्फ अभी आ रहा है क्या? मैं थोड़ा, मेरा हाथ शायद इधर उधर हिल रहा है।
Per
अब
day, per day some MB.
नहीं, अनलिमिटेड है
Hello.
बेटा, अनलिमिटेड है मेरा।
Ma'am,
हेलो,
Okay,
एम आई
ma'am.
ऑडिबल? एम आई ऑडिबल?
yes, ma'am.
हाँ, द रीजन इज ना,
Yes,
ऊपर
ma'am.
से प्लेन जा रहा है। आई स्टे नियर बाय आर्टिलरी ना, नासिक रोड।
Okay, ma'am.
सो वो जो उनके फ्लाइट्स जाते हैं ना ऊपर
Ma'am,
से,
say.
सिर्फ आवाज जाता है, खराब होता है। कैन आई कंटिन्यू?
Ma'am, now you're audible. Yes,
हाँ,
ma'am.
तो वो प्लेन गया ना ऊपर से
Yes,
रेंज के
ma'am.
बाहर, तो फिर आवाज आता है। Shall I proceed?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
तो इंटेलिजेंस क्यों बोला गया है हमने? बिकॉज रिजल्ट इज बेस्ड ऑन सम लॉजिक, on some data. So the approach of HR analytics will be a data driven and not a human driven. Okay, these are what the two definitions of BI and BA we have seen. If anybody wanted to revise, please revise. Shilpa, if you wanted, you can read.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, can I read?
Yeah.
Hello? Okay, ma'am.
Hello.
Business intelligence is a set of. Yes, ma'am. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, करो ना, रीड करो ना।
Ma'am, you're audible. Yes, ma'am. Business intelligence is a set of theories, methodologies, processes, architecture, and technologies that transform raw data into meaningful and useful information for business purpose. Business analytics refers to the skills, technologies, applications, and practices for continuous iter-
Iterative.
iterative iterative explorations and investigation of past business performance to gain insight and drive business planning.
Yeah, Barnett theory is there. Barnett theory is based on business analytics, where Barnett theory, and he has suggested some of the, you can say, uh, tools or some of the areas where we can work upon. That is capability analytics, competency acquisition analytics, capacity analytics, employee churn analytics, corporate culture analysis, recruitment channel analysis, leadership analytics, employee performance analytics, and this is all. So based on this, यहाँ पे आप नीचे देखो स्लाइड पे जो मैंने रेफरेंस दिया है, that is Barnett. So Michael Barnett, these are what the people we have worked upon a business analytics. Okay, and they have suggested that how the HR analytics will have a significant role into the organization. So
And what
yes,
is iterative exploration?
yeah. So history
Hello?
of the BI and analytics.
And what is
हाँ बोलो।
iterative exploration?
इटरेटिव का मतलब है रिपीटेशन। इटरेटिव साइकिल होता है ना, रिपीटेड साइकिल, लाइक इट विल somebody have a start and end every time, so it is called as a iteration, repetition बोलते हैं उसको, continuous repetition exploration. So whenever we are going to apply a different, you can say on a continual basis, when we are going to repeat the exploration, that is called as a BA. हिस्ट्री ऑल्सो वी हैव अंडरस्टूड, yesterday we have studied that early 90s में काम कैसे कर रहे थे HR, then उसके मतलब 50s 60s में कैसे काम हो रहा था, 70s 80s में कैसे हो रहा था, 90s में कैसे हो रहा था, एंड नाउ 2000 के बाद का जो काम है वो कैसे हो रहा है. सो बेसिकली दिस इज नथिंग बट नाउ आप 1900 के बाद आप जब देखते हो ऑलमोस्ट 2000 जो ईरा है उसके बाद का जो काम है वो कम्प्लीटली इंटीग्रेटेड ईआरपी पे है, जिसका मैंने एग्जांपल कल दिया था आपको, HR मॉड्यूल माई सैप. दैट इज सैप इज अ वन ऑफ द system application programming software where all of the companies are using it for all the different departments. So this is also we have discussed with some another referencing. These are what the three buzzwords we are using into the HR now. That is a big data, that is HR 4.0 we can call it as. Then SaaS is one of the software which helps us for HR analytics. And the hash cloud. Cloud is the place where we can store a huge number of data. Now stages of the analytics. Now stages of the analytics is what is how we can make analysis. सबसे पहले तो होगा कि रिपोर्टिंग. अभी रिपोर्टिंग में क्या होता है, व्हाट हैपेंड. पास्ट है, पास्ट मतलब समथिंग हैपेंड, जैसे कि प्रीवियस मंथ का रिपोर्ट अगर सबमिट होता है, सो यू विल गेट टू नो व्हाट हैज हैपेंड with each and everybody. Then based on that you will get to know business value उसकी बढ़ेगी कब, when we are going to analyze all the reports and then identify the gaps, and whatever the gaps will be there you will take action. So that is called as a analysis and monitoring. Why did it happen? अगर gap है तो, if you feel कि no the reports are very good and we are actually growing and we are doing very good, तो उसके बाद का आपका action आता है कि then predictive analytics क्या है, what can happen better, how we can do it better. So that is called as a continuous improvement. So the first stage is what happened. Second, whatever happened, based on that, you are going to see why did it happen and what is happening now, current stage में क्या है, and then future में forecasting के लिए what can happen if you are giving a good forecasting planning. So this is called as reporting, analyzing, monitoring, and then predictive analytics. So this is how the business value can be added into the organization. Types of analytical model. There are three types of analytical model. One is a reporting model, then analyzing model, monitoring model, predictive analytics. Predictive analytics is nothing but the forecasting. I think हमने ह्यूमन रिसोर्स प्लानिंग में फोरकास्टिंग देखा था कि आपको कितने लोग लगने वाले हैं, आपको कितने एक्सपर्ट लगने वाले हैं, डू यू रिक्वायर्ड समथिंग एक्स्ट्रा, इज देयर एनी अनदर रिक्वायरमेंट यू हैव. सो आप पूरी साल की या फिर पूरी प्रोजेक्ट की एक रिक्वायरमेंट निकालते हो. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अ प्रेडिक्टिव एनालिटिक्स. अच्छा, वो हम लोग किसके बेस पे निकालते हैं, जो हमारे पास अभी का डेटा है. So you have this much with you and now what are your requirement for the future is called as a predictive analytics. How it works? It definitely works on your past data. तो past data के लिए आपको cloud में से data लेना पड़ेगा. Past data मतलब maybe you can study the 2019-20 result analysis and based on that you can compare the 2021 result analysis. फिर हमको पता चलेगा कि अच्छा ये पैंडेमिक की वजह से बच्चों को क्या इफेक्ट आया है. Are you getting the example? 1920 का जो
Yes, ma'am.
रिजल्ट आएगा 4th सेमेस्टर का, जो नॉर्मल रिजल्ट था, अभी आपको भी नॉर्मल ही होना चाहिए था, बट some abnormal happened with your batch. Okay, so when your results will come on, so we will compare the past data with the current data and then we will have to identify the gap. Okay, this is what happened. That time the subjective exam was there, this time the objective exam is there, and this is what the gap happened. That gap can be positive also and negative also. वो हो सकता है कि रिजल्ट उनसे बहुत अच्छा होगा, बेटर होगा, हो सकता है रिजल्ट कम होता होगा, रिजल्ट सब्जेक्ट वाइज भी चेंज हो सकता है. सो दैट वी नीड टू एनालाइज एंड देन वी विल डू अ प्रोडक्टिव एनालिसिस इन सच अ वे कि अगर ये जो फर्स्ट ईयर की बैच है, ये अगर अगेन in the same way if they are going to give the examination and will follow the lectures and on all that online, तो हमको कैसे उनको पॉजिटिव मतलब how we can improve better. That is called as analytics. Is it okay?
Yes,
शिवा,
Yes.
ma'am.
समझ में आया?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is what I have tried कि past data जब ये देखो आप predicts करते हैं predictive analysis future, past data when predicting to the current data and then current data will predicts to the future. These are what some of the internal analytics, that is drawing conclusions or inferences. What is mean by inferences? Your observation or your outcome of the past, that is called as inferences. And then descriptive analysis में क्या होता है? Representation of a data and summarization. So whatever past data you are availing, you may show it through number of ways, maybe through graphs, maybe through charts, maybe through n number of ways or table format, where we can see the change in the growth or change in the lacking of your improvement. Analytics domains कौन से हैं? Analytics domains are in all the sectors, including the finance, then marketing, and then even credit rating, then consumer behavior, and supply chain, logistic, everywhere. So some of the analytic domains are retail sales analytics, talent or HR analytics, collection analytics, telecom analytics, financial service analytics, marketing analytics, fraud analytics, supply chain analytics, risk and credit analytics, consumer behavior and cohort analytics, pricing analytics, and web analytics. These are what some of the domains on which we can analyze the data. And we all know that these all departments are heavily loaded into the company. And if we can analyze the data, we will basically solve many of the problem of the industries. The tools, metrics, and softwares we are using for HR analytics is, as just now I said, कि we can use a scale, range, matrix, percentage. Same like that, metric types होते हैं अलग अलग. Metric type में depending on your parameter, मतलब आपको एम्प्लॉय की अगर ग्रोथ देखनी है तो आप ग्रेड सिस्टम यूज करने वाले हो, स्केल यूज करने वाले हो, आप रेशियो प्रपोर्शन यूज करने वाले हो. तो ये डिपेंड है, ये सब मैट्रिक्स, सम ऑफ द मैट्रिक्स आर गिवन, दीज आर डिपेंड दैट आप एनालिटिक्स किस चीज पे करना चाह रहे हैं. इज इट ऑन अ फाइनेंस? अगर है तो हम लोग रेशियो आइडेंटिफाई करेंगे. अगर कोई फाइनेंस है तो हम लोग इंडेक्स भी आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं. अगर कस्टमर का सेटिस्फैक्शन इंडेक्स है तो हम लोग सेटिस्फैक्शन रेशियो आइडेंटिफाई करते हैं. when you are seeing the service and the product quality, so quality ke base pe, so there are multiple metrics we are having. Number one is a rate. Rate is nothing but proportion of one or more parts to the whole of a 100%. Then ratio, one number related to another, मतलब ये पास्ट है. जस्ट मैंने बोला कंपेरेटिव एनालिसिस करना है तो आपको रेशियो प्रोपोर्शन यूज करना पड़ेगा. कंपोजिशन मतलब ब्रेक डाउन अ होल इनटू अ नंबर ऑफ पार्ट. एक बहुत बड़ी चीज है, बहुत बड़ा डेटा है, जिसको हम लोग जब फ्रेगमेंटेशन करते हैं तो वी आर कॉलिंग इट एज अ कंपोजिशन. Then index is there. Index can be weighed in combination of a disparate data. Like for example, मैं आपको इसका बेस्ट एग्जांपल देती हूँ. आप जब हमको फीडबैक देते हैं कि हमेशा आप लोग फीडबैक देते हैं, शायद 5 के रेंज में आप हमको फीडबैक देते हैं. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
कि कैसे पढ़ाते हैं,
Yes.
वॉट एवर n number of questions are there, and then you abruptly given कुछ भी सब लोग तीन 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 दे देते हैं एवरेज. एंड देन बेस्ड ऑन दैट उसका इंडेक्स हम लोग निकालते हैं. इंडेक्स कैसे निकालते हैं? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, एक सब्जेक्ट के इतने स्टूडेंट ने डेटा दिया है तो उन्होंने ये रेंज में दिया है, तो उसका पहले परसेंटेज निकालते हैं. आउट ऑफ 5 इफ जानवी गिवन मी 2 मार्क्स, तो आउट ऑफ 100% हाउ मच परसेंट आई हैव रिसीव्ड. सो सब स्टूडेंट्स के मेरे परसेंटेज आएंगे और वो परसेंटेज का एवरेज आएगा. वो बेस्ड ऑन दैट एवरेज अगेन आई विल मेक. Now, there are some another proficient index we are observing into the feedback analysis, and then that grade will be given to the faculty. So this is what we have prepared. Same like that, every company prepared their, you can say, matrix. in a way that what type of a parameter we are going to use. So index is there, volume is there. Volume कब हम लोग use करते हैं? When number of people are there, or number of units, number of franchisee, number of collaborations. So wherever there is a bulk, you can use the word volume. Then cost, organizational expenses, revenues, profits, values. Then time, that is lead time, process time, invested time, mm, work time, work जितना आपका वर्किंग टाइम होता है वो. Then quality, it is a performance of people, processes and systems. And then satisfaction, that is a participation, subjective perception of a process, program and experiences. So these are what some of the metric types through which we can have a reporting. And reporting tools में मैंने बोला आपको कि आप डेफिनेटली बोल सकते हो कि यू नो एक्सेल, बिकॉज माइक्रोसॉफ्ट एक्सेल इज द बेस्ट टूल अवेलेबल इन द करंट इरा, कि जो लेमैन से लेके एक्सपर्ट तक कोई भी यूज कर सकता है, बिकॉज दैट इज द बेस्ट टूल अवेलेबल. If you learn a little lot, then you can go for R language, Python language, and you can say BI में हम लोग use कर सकते हैं, Power BI use कर सकते हैं. So these are what some of the typical tools or the softwares we can use. Descriptive analytics. Now this is what we have gone through the metrics. Now we will go for a descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics क्या हो सकता है? What is mean by description? Detail मतलब from where
Describe.
you will understand more, है ना. और जब quantified data देते हैं, like जैसे मैंने अभी बोला कि out of 5 2, तो वो quantity हो गई, ठीक है. आपको उसमें से कुछ भी verbs, adjectives नहीं लगाए गए. But whenever you are taking the descriptive data, so based on the representation of a data, you will have a descriptive analytics. The representation of a data, frequency distribution, then graphs, bar, chart, dot, histogram, or ogive. Cumulative distributions are there, percentage are there, frequencies are there, relationship, correlation, you can show it. Then if you are going to do your analysis in a mathematical way, so there are multiple formulas like mean, mode, medium, chi-square, ये सब हम लोग use कर सकते हैं पोजिशनल आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए. तो ये मीन, मोड, मीडियन हम लोग कब यूज करते हैं? जब आपके पास वॉल्यूम ऑफ अ डेटा है. when there is a 5000 records you are having and then you wanted to know कि where you are, आज की पोजीशन क्या है, तो हमारे पास सिर्फ एक ही सॉल्यूशन है, आपको मीन, मोड, मीडियन निकालना. Okay, so whenever you will work into the analysis part, you will understand ki which tool can be better for which type of analysis. Measures of a dispersions, character of a variability in a data like range, quartile, mean, standard deviation. Then relative, like a coefficient of a range. Then variations. These are what some of the measures. We don't have to go too much into the analytics because HR में जितने analysis लगते हैं, वो I am again and again telling you that Excel and Python में हो जाते हैं. Python is also nowadays a best tool to do the HR analytics. Now incremental inferential analysis. What is mean by inference? Inference की word से inferential analytics आया है. What is mean by inference?
Ma'am, conclusion.
हाँ, but based on something ना, मतलब you have observed something and there is some inference based on that, right? So inferential analytics is again on the data driven, where you can have a sampling types. अभी आपको थोड़ा सा BRM इसमें अगर आप रिमेम्बर कर सकते हो तो business research methods, where you must have learned the sampling types like random sampling, systematic sampling, then statistical sampling, cluster sampling, group wide sampling. Okay, so based on that statistical inferences we can identify, then confidence interval hypothesis testing we can do it, These are what some statistical software like SAS, R, and survey tools also can be used. So if you wanted to explain, इतना डिटेल में आएगा नहीं, but आपको types of analytics जब बताएंगे, तो then you can write की predictive, then descriptive analytics, and then the inferential analysis. Regression method is also there. सीखा है कि नहीं BRM में regression, non-linear regression?
Yes,
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 ma'am.
ma'am.
कुछ problems थे ना उसके base पे. Then there is
11th 12th में भी था.
हाँ
मैम ये अकाउंट्स में कैसे?
accounts में होता है ये नहीं.
अकाउंट्स में होना
Yes,
चाहिए
ma'am.
मैम.
Regression is there in
इसमें
accounts also.
नहीं होता है मैम, मैथ्स में था.
मैथ्स में तो किसी में तो था, मैथ्स याद
हाँ
नहीं.
मैथ्स में हो, मैथ्स में था.
मैथ्स में होगा शायद.
Yeah. So then there is a factor analysis and cluster analysis. अभी factor analysis again I am telling you, आपको domain wise अगर कुछ analysis करना है, area wise करना है, cluster wise करना है, class wise करना है, student wise करना है, faculty wise करना है, subject wise करना है. So this is called as a cluster analysis. And factors में फिर आप design कर सकते हो factors. जैसे अगर हम लोग consumer analysis करना है हमको, तो हम लोग फैक्टर एनालिसिस में डाल सकते हैं बिहेवियर ऑफ द कंज्यूमर. ओके, देन सेकंड द पेइंग कैपेसिटी ऑफ द कंज्यूमर, then third the operationality of the consumer. So these are what some of the factors analysis we can do it. So I hope कि ये आपको analytics part समझ में आया है.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I will just explain you some of the significance of the HR analytics. And significance of the HR analytics, basically it enables in taking decision about high quality talent. मतलब कहाँ आप लोग use कर सकते हो. Then it also helps in forecasting. It also helps in optimum use of a talent through development and the planning of manpower. It also identifies primary reason for attritions कि why people are leaving. जैसे साल भर में अगर आपके पास एक एक डिपार्टमेंट से 3 या 4 रेजिग्नेशन जाते हैं, तो ओवरऑल अगर आपके कंपनी में आप एट द एंड ऑफ द ईयर, मार्च टू मार्च जब आपका रिपोर्ट आता है, and you have got to know that there are 30 to 40 people left your company in 1 year, which is very you can say mm, surprisingly it is not a good sign of a HR when the people leave the company. So that time we will have to analyze that what is the reason, what is the root analysis, what is the root cause why people are leaving, so that you will fill that gap and the next year forecasting plan में आपके वो सब implement हो जाए जिसकी reason की वजह से वो लोग गए. So such type of results are also very good with the help of a data driven HR analytics. It also helps in setting up the realistic KPIs. What do you mean by KPIs? Key position
Key
index.
performance.
So अगर आपको आपके अंडर में 30 लोग काम कर रहे हैं, छोटी सी कंपनी है, आप हर एम्प्लॉय के लिए कुछ KPIs फिक्स कर सकते हो, कुछ टारगेट फिक्स कर सकते हो कि मंथली यू वांट दिस मच रिटर्न फ्रॉम दैट एम्प्लॉय, एंड मंथली जब उसका रिपोर्ट आता है, परफॉर्मेंस का रिपोर्ट आता है, तो यू विल डेफिनेटली गॉट टू नो द एनालिसिस कि ओके व्हाट इज अ गैप. For example, you are expecting 95% from me and I have done only 67% of my task. So the gap is a huge. So there should be the action plan. This is how the HR will definitely know if a number, even though number of employees are more, based on a technology आपको immediately वो area gap आपके ग्राफ में दिख जाता है. अरे ये इतना छोटा क्यों है? फिर आप उसके डेप्थ में जाते हो कि फ्रॉम विच डिपार्टमेंट, देन यू विल गेट टू नो कि व्हाट इज द एम्प्लॉय कोड, देन यू विल कॉल हिम इमीडिएटली. तो आपकी एक्शन इतनी फास्ट हो जाती है बिकॉज विजुअलाइजेशन बहुत इजी हो जाता है एचआर एनालिटिक्स के साथ. आर यू गेटिंग इट?
Yes, ma'am.
It analyzes the role and locations which are highly risk to ensure the employee health and safety. It also provides better insights about the employees. Just now I said. It also recognizes the talent gap and the training needed. If you feel that yes, I have given the task, but that person was not at all trained in that area. So there is not gap from the employee side, there is a gap from HR side. So at that time we can change our decisions and make a reallotment of that employee. So this is also can be easily possible if we are going to see the weekly reports, monthly reports. अभी वीकली रिपोर्ट में क्या होता है, बहुत इमीडिएटली रूट कॉज आपको पता चल जाता है, तो आपका एक्शन भी बहुत फास्ट होता है. तो दैट इज व्हाई वी आल्सो कॉल्ड एज अ स्मार्टेस्ट एनालिटिक्स of HR. Then point of the recruitment sources from where the organization has been generating the high performance. आप आपके इतने सारे कंपनीज में के एम्प्लॉइज में से if you know that yes, these are the 5% people who are performing very high level at each and every month, so that also should be notified. Awards will be given, rewards should be awarded. This is how you can satisfy the employees also. So basically, this can be in overall it will be useful for all the functions of the HR. Use of HR analytics, acquiring the best talent, learning and development, highly advanced performance management like KRAs to decide the KRAs and PMS cycle. What is PMS cycle? Performance management system. The best pay model, prediction and attrition and retention of a model, proactive human resource planning, employee engagement model, and then the exit model. So these are what the models where the HR analytics will help you. So now the question to you is, what would be the area where you will start using the HR analytics of HR?
Performance.
आपकी वॉइस ब्रेक हो रही है.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking a lot now.
मैंने क्वेश्चन किया आपको, I have asked you a question. If you are going to start the HR analytics in your company, from which module or from which function you will initiate it?
Performance.
Directly performance? Performance तो सबसे लास्ट में होगा ना?
Okay.
You will start from the recruitment itself.
Recruit, ma'am.
You will start from recruitment.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
सबसे पहले तो recruitment है ना, simplest way है, and there will not be any loss.
Yeah, ma'am.
है ना? Because directly payment में भी use किया तो भी problem है. Performance में किया तो grievance आ सकता है. You can start little bit from the recruitment and then you can enlarge the area of the HR. These are what some of the measured or attract HR modules where the ratings have been given. See, this is what the first I said, na recruitment se start karo. Then retention, performance, training, compensation, workforce, and organizational effectiveness. Organizational effectiveness definitely last में आएगा जब आपको लगेगा कि आप 2 या 3 सालों से HR analytics use कर रहे हो. Definitely, whenever you are going to improve a very small area of your organization, overall effect will be there. Maybe quality improvement, then reduction in efforts, reduction in errors also, then you can say एक benchmark systems बनते जाती है. Effectively the people observed and the satisfaction index has been increased and the customer satisfaction feedback will be improved.
Ma'am, you're not audible.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
Okay. क्या करूं अभी मैं? Are you getting ये diagram समझ में आई? This is how you can start the
Yes,
HR.
ma'am.
Yeah. So I think we should stop here because I have explained what I can. Is it okay? Any questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions?
Yes, ma'am.
Any question?
No, ma'am.
See, you just go through this. ये मैंने आपको रिक्रूटमेंट में कुछ एरियाज दिए हैं, फिर रिटेंशन में एरियाज दिए, परफॉर्मेंस मॉनिटरिंग में. So these are what some of the functions where we can use it, the HR analytics. Okay, I will share this PPT with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. शिल्पा, you are not well or what? आपका आवाज बहुत कम आता है.
Ma'am, I'm okay.
You are okay ना?
मैम कल ठीक नहीं थी, that's why I have not attended the class. आज थोड़ा ठीक ना था वैसे.
Okay. Okay, so
Yes,
I will take your leave and I will stop sharing.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. इसके पहले के सेशन
Thank
में
you,
थे क्या
ma'am.
सब लोग? पहले के सेशन में थे सब लोग?
मैम वो देखा नहीं.
किसका सेशन था पहले?
मैं नहीं, मनीषा मैम.
ओके. कितने लोग थे मनीषा मैम के सेशन में? जानवी?
मैम नीता ने बोला कि उसका नेटवर्क इशू था.
ओके. नहीं, मनीषा मैम के लेक्चर में कितने लोग थे? कॉमन था क्या वो?
मैम
जान
कॉमन सब्जेक्ट था बहुत.
कितने लोग थे बट कॉमन में?
यस मैम, कॉमन था.
21 थे शायद, ये 70. मैम याद नहीं, मैंने देखा नहीं उसके पास. मतलब स्वाति का प्रेजेंटेशन चल रहा था.
ओके, ठीक है.
यस मैम.
ओके, चलो बाय.
यस मैम.
बाय मैम. थैंक यू.
बाय बाय
थैंक यू मैम.
बाय. थैंक यू.
बाय मैम.